Well, let's see. Thank you, Seth. Oh, you're the host, I think. I have the command to admit new people. I think you made yourself the host here.
We'll just let people in. You just hit it, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't make anything, so I just went on there. It had me as a host, yeah. But
So. Andy,
Hey, what's happening?
how you doing?
Pretty good.
I'm at Paul's house borrowing his notepad.
All right. Mm.
Camera really does add like 10 pounds to 20 pounds. Makes you look like
20 years too.
God.
Evening, Dana.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you? Where do you live?
I'm in Paul's living room borrowing his notepad.
I'm up in
Where
Humboldt
are you?
County.
Nevada, California.
Are you getting people in?
Yeah, somehow I got host the host
Oh,
rule thing.
the host position.
Well, he went in on this pad before anything else, so I guess I ended up the host.
Oh, it's fun. Bread. It's done?
Yeah, it's gluten-free too, so
Yeah.
that you'd like. Got it from the pantry.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe I'll make it. Wow.
know what I need to do after this? I gotta go to Whole Foods after the meeting to get the Oatly.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
You are?
We can take a little pilgrimage, yeah.
Where do you live, Dana?
I live in Oregon, Hillsboro, Oregon.
Okay.
I just moved up here like 3 years ago. My nieces are
You like
both
it?
up there. Yeah. Well, I don't like it as much as I like California, but I love my nieces and I'm happy to be around them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Where do you live?
I'm in Humboldt County, which is like
Oh yeah, how far away from us? About 3
Hillsboro.
hours?
Hillsboro's in northern Oregon, isn't it? Up by Portland?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, you're 10 hours from me. You're pretty far.
Yeah, yeah. Are we waiting for Paul?
Hi, Jeff.
Hello, everybody.
I see a kitty cat. Are you our host for tonight?
Hi, Dana.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
That's good. You just hanging out on your couch?
Actually, I'm in the bed. Everybody went to
Oh.
bed.
Oh, yeah. Don't talk too loud, right?
The kids have school tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wait a minute. It's Saturday. They have school tomorrow?
It's not Saturday.
Oh,
Not here. It's not. It's Wednesday, where I am.
where are you?
I'm in Pennsylvania. It's Wednesday, 10 o'clock at night. It's Saturday where you are?
That's a real
Oh, that's
time
right.
zone shift there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Saturday here, Kathleen.
Where are you?
There we go. Hello, everybody. My microphone unmuted?
Whoever said that your microphone is unmuted. How many
Okay.
kiddies do you have?
Just one.
Hey,
Just
Paul.
my girl.
You, Paul Hedderman,
Who opened the meeting?
Mike's here from Mexico.
Who opened the meeting?
Yeah.
Paul
Michael's
Hedderman.
resting.
Paul
Here?
opened his iPad for
I didn't
me.
open the meeting. I just went into the.
Oh, it's Nora.
Yeah.
Paul Hedderman opened the meeting.
He started, this was the first Zoom room that got started, so
I didn't
I'm-
go, I just used the link, so it may have been open for the last 24 hours.
yeah,
No, it's anybody that has permission will be able to open it.
yeah.
You should be able to open it, Paul, if anybody can.
We
Yeah.
used to not be able to, but good thing
You
we finally can.
Usually I have to go through my password, but I just hit the Zoom link and it took us there. That's what I mean. That's different than the other time.
Yeah, if you're signed into the app, then it will work.
Oh, yeah? All right, well, whatever, it worked. Yeah. All four Paul Heddermans. There's the Saturday Paul Hedderman and the Wednesday Paul Hedderman.
It's Saturday where Dana is. It's Saturday right now.
I'll give you a hint. Oregon. That's
Saturday in Oregon.
It's only Wednesday in Pennsylvania.
What is it, 5 minutes before the hour at least? The same as us?
Yes.
The minutes are wrong too.
Yeah. The minutes were the same.
Oregon. 22 hours. I'm gonna go in.
Everybody
Now
goes
that I,
blank.
That's so weird. Now I'm out of there. I don't know what's going
I
on.
think I probably have to let you
No, no.
in. Okay.
Let's see.
Are you letting people in, Nor?
I am when I get the notice.
You can open the participants box too.
Yeah, you got to check it out.
Okay.
They'll
Yeah.
show you if anybody's in the waiting room.
So I can change the host or something.
Yeah, I should probably, well, I'm feeling a little sick, so if I lay down, you can stay host, but just don't shut the meeting down at the end too abruptly.
Right.
Michael, you're not feeling good?
Yeah, just a little bit of south of the border.
Oh,
Yeah. It's supposed to have water
Montezuma's
here, but-
revenge.
yeah, not too bad, but just I'm also sleepy.
Not the can, one of us.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we've got feedback.
I'll
No,
mute.
that's good. Hedderman.
We gotta do the,
Where's the volume on this?
You guys got feedback.
I know I'm leaving as host, hold on. How do I do that?
You don't have to, because I'm co-host and that's enough for. As long as you don't shut, at the end, don't shut the meeting down right away.
All I need to do is.
But one of you needs to mute and mute the microphone so we don't have feedback. Well, good. I think Nora's muted. I didn't see him trying to talk though. Oh, they're both muted. Will one of you unmute? Are they frozen? Am I frozen?
No.
There we go.
Should I mute again?
Not you. Where did Nora go? He dropped out now. Paul, do you want to unmute yourself? Paul, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I'm unmuted.
Okay.
We should give it, we got about 4 minutes anyway. Oh, where are you in Mexico?
Uh-oh, here we go again.
Would only let me claim the co-host. Didn't give me a choice.
I don't hear you now.
I know, because I got out.
It may not work.
You have to have the right, like, just no volume and and muted, I guess.
All I need to do is turn the volume off on this thing. So let me just, I should be able to do that. Hello, little bunny. Where are you? There, I muted on that.
You get to see it all. Where are you, Mike?
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta. How's the water?
That was great for 2 days. I just stayed home today.
Wow.
Even worse. Here. Okay, forget it.
Not on.
Did I enter an alternate universe?
I think, yeah.
Now I'm trying to get out.
I'm muted, so why don't you just turn it off?
I am.
You gotta show us how you create that. That's cool.
This button should restart it, right?
No. Yeah, let me
Got rid of his video.
Maybe like if you played in, remember you have the Marshall amps? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Somebody's computer's high.
Okay, well, I muted Nora. Oops. But Nora's now Paul, so. Will either Nor or Paul unmute?
We just turned the iPad though. It wasn't such a good idea. No, no. Give it a minute or two, eh, Mike, and then we'll start it up.
Yeah.
Hi, Carrie.
Hey, Dana.
Everyone who comes in, Mike, ask him a simple question.
Okay.
What day is it?
It's Saturday here.
Wednesday?
Saturday in Oregon, so we want to make sure.
It's Wednesday in Pennsylvania.
Wednesday in Pennsylvania. Hanson,
Where is it at the location of your body?
Pennsylvania's lagging. Yeah.
It's Thanksgiving Day.
Pennsylvania. It stopped on Wednesday. Wow. You've missed a whole lot. Yeah. These 3 days were chock full of stuff going on.
No, it's next Wednesday.
We're
Yeah,
in
exactly.
California. It's Sunday.
California.
Yeah.
Saturday in Portland, Sunday in.
We have 8 days
California.
now. We've stolen a day from Washington. Yeah. So 8 days. We do double Sunday. Yeah. Well, listen, anyone have any questions? Any specific they'd like to chat about? Raise your little virtual hand if you do. If not, we'll just go off.
Hey, Paul.
Yes.
In the last meeting, not on Saturday, on Wednesday, I had a problem with the sound and you got muted for something like 20 or 30 seconds here. When the sound came back, you were talking about the focus, and you were saying that the focus widens and then it narrows down and all sorts of things happen. Then it widens again, then it focuses down again and all sorts of things happen, then it widens again. My question is this how it goes with you, or you were describing this how things goes with someone who is looking from the wrong direction?
No, that's neither, because it's the action figure, so it's not me. But the action figure has the aperture can go down, the aperture can open up, the aperture goes down and opens up. But the idea of who or what's going on remains the same. Yeah. So basically it's not me who has that happening, but I would say I see it as the action figure. And usually when I recognize something, I feel like it's a universal thing you can share. I don't think there are very unique action figures. I think there's basic, it's like a basic model, and there you go. So the aperture has a limit or it's defined, but it can move. Obviously, it can. Yeah. Now, what I feel is the panoramic sees that. Yeah. Instead of looking from it, you see it. You see the attributes of the action figure as the attributes of an action figure, a dreamlike appearance. You don't take them to be yours. Yeah. And so when more gets revealed about the action figure, it in a sense, it strengthens the sense of what you are by the recognition of what you're not. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what I was saying those 20 seconds, but that's what I'm saying now.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So people try to focus on stuff. Yeah, but the funny thing is, if you're opening up or going, closing, it's always a you that's opening up and closing. Yes. So the opening up and closing is defined by that which we suffocate from, I feel, this idea of being the doer and the owner and stuff. So I'm not that excited about how wide the action figure aperture can open up, or when it goes, concentrates and focuses like in a form of obsession, because the system seems to thrive in both, aperture settings, so to speak. So I'm just not interested in the betterment of self, so to speak, too much. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. So at one point, when it was the idea of me, it was great to have a large aperture, a peak experience, a epiphany, a fucking hallucination of shit. Yeah. And then, of course, when it got small and obsessive, it seemed to be claustrophobic, and it was something I had aversion to. So there was a desire or wanting and aversion to the aperture settings. But the thing is, because they're contained in the same system, I've lost interest in it, in both, so to speak. Yes?
Right.
I don't care about peak experiences. I just don't. I don't have any interest. I don't care. I mean, they come and go, but I have no interest in them. I just don't. So, you know what I mean? So when I was thinking that I could be something else, like a better self or a greater self or a more authentic self or the transcendent self, but there's always the sense of you. And when it has that smell, the perfume or the aroma has changed for me of those activities. Yeah. I'm not interested in it that much. Just here bumbling and stumbling and stumbling and bumbling. But I'm clear on that we're always awake. And then a lot of people judge the awakeness, obviously, from the head. And it's really what you're awake to is going to prove if you're awake or not. I don't see what you're awake to is the determining factor of your inherent condition. I think you're awake. Yeah. Now you can seemingly be asleep to that idea or that fact, or you can be awake to that fact. Yeah. Yeah. But the fact doesn't get changed either way. So I swear, after you've lived for a while, to go over each lap or rotation of your life and see you were winning on the third lap or the fifth lap, but basically the end of the race is the same. So after a while, the laps don't really mean that much anymore. It's all like a vague, misty little trip, so to speak. That was my greatest year or my worst year. I don't remember much at all. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's all. That's all I see. So I used to be really, let's say I'm listening to a radio and they have this thing about a very interesting topic, but as soon as I see it's held with this idea of self, I lose interest in it completely. You know what I mean? I lose interest that they're discovering that the action figure has two smiles, the forehead and the mouth. I could care less. Oh, I was suspicious of that. I suspected I had another smile. I just don't, it's not that interesting to me anymore. I just want to, well, right now, do nothing. So it's working great. My desires are matched with what's happening. I don't want to be doing anything and I'm not doing anything. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, so I don't believe it's you that the focus is change. I believe the action figure, the focus can change, obviously. You know, you're focused on one thing and then your kids rush in the room, you're focused on them. So this whole idea, you remember when you thought that if some teacher was gazing at you, if you held the gaze and there's two people not saying anything, not blinking, and just, I gotta just keep the gaze going. I gotta, what the hell? Yeah, the meaning in that has left me, all that stuff, you know? Wow. We're locked in a visual embrace. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the inherent condition's gonna win out. Yeah, so what's there to sweat around much? Yeah. Do you think the condition that you have produced yourself to be in is going to be the condition you're going to be in when death occurs? I don't believe so. I don't, you know, what did they used to say with all the bodybuilders? Gravity always wins, you know. They have all those muscles and then they hit 70 and everything just droops. Just all their successes have just droop in the skin. It's like a melting of like a portrait, the portrait of Dorian Gray. So
definitely like at a dentist office or like what you said, like
gotta knock that out, whoever's doing it. Yeah. So yeah, that's what. But the focusing is just describing the action figure with the hopes that if it rings true in you, you could follow it up with "I'm not that." Yes. I mean, seriously, that's the point. That's why we're describing what we're not, to lead to the understanding that you're not that. Yeah. The more description, the better, because you never know what's going to trigger who. No. So you just keep, and there's a seeing of a lot of what you're not. That's what's going on. Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah, and it's also funny that when you realize that you are not the doer, you also realize, or there is the realization that it is self-perfecting. It perfects itself without me. It's perfecting itself anyway.
Well, it's already that. Yes, I said, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, where do you go after where do you go after perfect?
Yeah,
I guess any more effort and work would be I think you can't arrive at perfect. You can seemingly think you will leave from perfect. Yeah. Yeah. But I just see the facts are the facts, and the facts of a dream or the dreaming of facts don't override the facts, yeah, of, let's say, I am, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So it brings a certain sense of peace. I find, yeah. It could come with the package, you know, when you get older. You've been around you've done 70 laps around the field. Your idea of the race changes quite a lot, you know. When you thought you were going to get somewhere on the third or fourth rotation, now you realize basically it's not
gradual.
It's not the living of the life. It's not the winning of a life. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't believe you can live any better than what we're doing now. It can look differently, of course, but the awakeness, I mean, I was aware on the worst day of my life, and I was aware on the best day of my life. The awareness didn't have a prejudice or a bias. It didn't decide, I don't want to see this. Whatever was in my field of vision, I saw. Yeah. It seemed like it had no opinion whatsoever. Yeah. I don't know how to put it. The way I can put it is that there is a knowledge that's not acquired.
Yeah, sure.
It's not acquired. It's not remembered. It doesn't get forgotten. It's just
It's
there.
not man-made.
No, it's there. And we try to describe it with the idea of, do you have a place to sleep tonight, or a place to do you have a house, let's say, or an apartment? Yes, okay. So let's say that's a knowledge you have. Now, if you go to work, does being in a new environment and doing different things than you do at work, at home, does it convince you that you don't have a house? No, probably doesn't. If you would stay overtime, would more hours being away from your house convince you you don't have a house? Probably not. Yeah. If you went to Europe and you worked in Europe and you now created a lot more space between where you are and your house, would that be more apt to have you scared and worried that you don't have a house? Probably not. Yeah. Because there's an assurance, you just know that you have a house. And that knowing travels well. Yeah. And what you do doesn't change it. What you don't do doesn't change it. It's there. Well, what is the I am, in a sense? The I am, there's a knowledge of the I am. There's a knowledge, there's a sense of it. And that sense is there all the time. You're traveling through a lot of different jobs and places and doing this or that. And over time, its constancy must have dropped inside you. There must be some sense of because you've seen so much traffic of comings and goings, all that traffic of comings and goings must have implied there's something that doesn't come and go. I mean, that's what happens, doesn't it? When you notice what's going on, there's a lot of noticing. And some of the noticing leads to convictions or recognition, and that recognition being of a sound view establishes itself. Yeah, it sinks. It's got an anchor. It's got in there, and then you're walking around, and you may think you're the buoy, but there's a anchor going down that you're locked in somewhere while you're bouncing around the surface, and a lot of things are occurring. And when you get older, you don't even have to do anything. You wake up and your shoulder's out or something, like, shit can just pop while you're sleeping. Your knee hurts and shit like that. And you can't see that you did anything. It's just the way it's going. But underneath it all, like, frequent viewing produces an effect. Yeah. When you frequently view a lot of the shit that goes on, the specifics and the particulars wash away, and you see the skeletal thing of it. Yeah. You see things. It's like the diagnosis that Buddhism would offer. You see it in like an illuminated picture. Yeah. The basic understanding matches a vision or a view, and then there's a convincing and a sense of establishment where, just like when we tell that story about going to Turkey, and I was in a round the world trip. I didn't have any place to live at this point. I didn't have a house to live. And it was about my 7th month on the journey, and I ended up in Istanbul, and I was going to see the Blue Mosque and the Sophia, the incredible places. And a very well-dressed guy who spoke really good English just sort of brought himself with me and introduced himself to me and these couple other people and said, "Hey, I'll show you around," And so he took us around, very cool. And then he brought us to this little door on a red brick wall. He knocked on the door, someone looking just like him with the same like shark skin suit and shit, opened the door, and then he passed us like a baton to this guy, and we were in a rug emporium. And as we walked into the rug emporium, he goes, "What's your name?" I go, "Paul." He says, "Mr. Paul, do you want a Turkish coffee or apple juice?" I want an apple juice. So he brings us in, we sit down, and then they start bringing these rugs out. Unbelievable Oriental rugs, incredible. They're flowing, they're throwing them around, they're catching the sunlight coming through the window. It's incredible. It's going on as long as I just kept drinking more apple juice. And they were incredible rugs, but I did not have a flaw, FLOOR, anywhere that I could remember in the world. So I had a built-in immunity to the rug buying. Even though they were beautiful rugs, yeah, and they kept trying to convince me, and I just had a built-in immunity. I'm not buying a rug. I don't have a flaw. I mean, where am I going to put it? And then they even said, we can fold it in such a way you can stick it in your backpack. And they go, "Where's your next destination?" I go, "Thailand." "Oh, we'll be able to take it. I'm not taking an Oriental rug to Thailand." It's just pointless to me. So I stayed there a couple hours because the other people were interested in it, and they were probably buying rugs. And I was just sitting there, and I could have been there for 3 months. I wasn't going to buy a rug. Yeah, I'm talking about this, what that infers to you. Isn't there certain things that you know, yeah, that you don't need to know? It's in place. You don't have to work at it. You don't have to remember it. You don't have to chant. You don't have to do shit. It's just there. Well, that's to me that's when the message solidifies, so to speak. Yeah. And now it's the basis of your traveling later throughout whatever life has in store for you. Yeah. Is that the goal? No, but that's one of the byproducts. Yeah. That's the beauty of the message. Nothing gives a lot of something to everything. Yeah. So even the action figure starts experiencing shit that it could not produce, yeah, but it observes it and then expresses a gratitude towards it, and the whole activity has a built-in humility because it's very clear you have nothing to do with it. I mean, it's super clear. It's not like every 6 months, "Oh, when is it that I start having a lot to..." No, it's very clear. You have nothing to do with it. It's awesome. And so the humility is nothing. The shit doesn't go to your head because you have very super clear that you have nothing to do with it. That's just like I've gone to 10,000 Paul Hedderman talks. Yeah. But I've never attended one of them. I was never here for all the talks. It's awesome. Yeah. I go, you know what I do after a talk? I go down to my neighbors. I just had a talk. I just gave an incredible, profound talk today. Like they have no fucking interest in hearing from me. This ends. That's it. I go paint something or whatever. Paraffin, a piece of wood. Yeah, so I don't know where we were at, but that's where I went. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah. I humbly believe a lot of us are way past the point of futility. It must be in there. You know, I believe you know, if you've heard satsang, if there was a hearing of satsang, you know by now you're not getting it. You're not going to get it. Yeah. It's like you've heard about that great party, but every time you arrive, it sucks. Yeah. You can't get it. It's not going to happen. As soon as this idea shows up, everything seems to change. Yeah. Everything. Yeah. So you can hear the greatest message, And then if you take yourself to be the hero of it, you probably miss the most important part of the message. Yeah. So what are you going to do with that? Isn't that the truth? That something in you is giving meaning to everything, especially the idea of you, before you even come to your senses. Yeah. Just like, let's say for 40 days, you've been trying to be before everything. And then suddenly you can't find your keys. You think someone stole them. You know what I mean? It just happens so quickly. Or my friend has a beat up truck. No one would ever steal this truck. But as soon as he forgets where he parked it, he starts calling me. I think someone stole the truck. This shit is so fast. You're not getting before it. Yeah. Your mindfulness is not going to work. That's the beauty of it. It's meant to fail. Everything that we pick up to substitute for the fact of what we are is going to fail us. Everything. Saviors are going to fail you. Teachers are going to fail you. Everything's going to fail you. If you put something on that person that you are of, that person has to fail you. So then you're finally left with where you are at right now. And you finally realize, I truly am what I've been looking for. How are you going to do that if you keep realizing through everything else? Yeah. Everything else fails, and that's the value of it. Yeah. And the way it looks like you're losing interest in things that you thought were so fucking important. Yes. But it's not you losing interest. It's just interest moving. Yes. And that interest is going to enrich your day. And then you're going to see how the interest used to enslave your day. And you're going to recognize you're going to get such an intimate sense of what you are by the awareness of what you're not. Yeah. And it's going to be solid because it is solid. It doesn't need thought and effort. It is. It doesn't need repetition. It is. It doesn't need to be chanted. It's so. Yeah. It's different. When we're trying to make something, there's a whole lot of effort and thought and repetition. But if you somehow fall upon something that's actually true, it's going to be a very disarming message. Yeah. That's how it's gone. That's what we share. That's why I never listen to anyone else on spiritual terms, because I want it to come from the independent bakery. This stuff I've seen. Yeah, what I'm sharing. The only way, in my sense, is no way. So negation of what we're not, instead of trying to affirm something from what we're not, we're going to see what we're not from what we are, instead of looking for what we are from what we're not. That's the whole thing. Yeah. I went under this whole whatever, and I'm sharing almost exactly as the best I can share. Yeah. If it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, fantastic. But it's definitely not going to work for what you're not. It's not going to work. It's going to be great. Yeah. You'll see it in all of you'll see the emperor with no clothes, and then you'll have a vision that you'll be able to recognize the emperor has no clothes while it's wearing a lot of clothes. Yes? Yeah. And then those facts that are the basis of everything and nothing are going to become facts in you. Yeah. And they're going to bring about an unfurrowing of the brow. Yes. Like a soothing balm, BALM. Yeah, you're just going to feel assured in a very unassuring, volatile, experiential place, you're going to have an assurance of something. Yeah. Yeah. Faith in that which is reliable is powerful. Most of us have great faith in what's not reliable, and it's producing anxiety. Yeah. When the faith is put in something that's reliable and is of faith, the power is unbelievable compared to trying to keep a fire that constantly has the tendency to go out, trying to relight it all fucking day. This thing is, that flame, that light has never gone out. Yes, this is not a call to arms. This is not, I don't see this as spiritual warriorhood. I don't feel this as we're going to vanquish the foe and kill it. Yeah, I don't see it that way. Yeah, I see the great liberation is from the need to be liberated. You lose interest in the need to be awake because you are awake. You lose interest in the desire to transcend because you can't get out of an imaginary place. It's just like, just all your little urges, the mental little, like, it wants to do that little leap to the next fucking lily pad, you know, it just gets, his legs just get cut out from underneath it. Yes? Yeah. Yeah. Well, there. You there, Mike? Anyone?
Yeah, Hassan's ready for a question for his hand.
Who's ready?
Hey, Paul.
Hey, oh, yes, I see you now. Hold on. Yep.
Hi. Nice to be with you. Nice to be with everyone. Kind of on the same subject. I just wanted to explore with you this experience of both meeting the moment and resisting the moment. And just I guess what I just mean is I'm realizing that there's this resistance to the moment that causes all of this hoopla. And then there's this urge or desire, or maybe invitation is a more accurate word, to just meet the moment and not listen to the lack or the whatever these things are.
Can I jump in 1 second? In
Yeah,
both, there's the moment is there no matter what. Yes.
yeah.
So the duality of you resisting it or you embracing it, this is what non-duality negates, is that duality. And the fact is, there's a moment. That's the fact. You resisting it doesn't change that fact. Your embracing it doesn't change that fact. Yeah. And
Right.
if you lose interest enough in you, because the thing is, the head has a great interest because it says it loses value when it resists the moment, and it gets value when it embraces the moment. Yes? Yes. It spends it gives meaning to this duality. And this is the interest in duality, is the meaning that is given, that the embracing the moment is so much greater than the resisting the moment, but underlying both is the moment. Yes. And this is where the non-duality is in the moment, that moment, not resisting, not embracing, just the recognition. That's all there is at this moment, is the moment. Yeah. Yeah. It's beauty. It's beautiful in a way. Because, you know, how many people are struggling with a moment, thinking they're devaluing it by resisting and valuing it by embracing. Isn't that duality?
Yeah.
The duality that is the way the singularity of Paul gets its value. Yeah. So Paul today isn't resisting the moment. And Paul yesterday resisted the moment. But Paul's missing the whole freaking point. There's the moment.
That's the one I'm asking about, really, is the one that's underneath the push and the pull. It's like you said earlier, like you lost interest in the wanting of these highs and the aversion of those lows. And it's like, yeah, but behind those, there's this felt sense of just of.
Yeah. Of a you who is two-faced, who is it's an expression of duality. And this is what not duality negates. What does it do? It doesn't negate it in a way, it negates an attribute or a quality that it doesn't have, which is it's not you. It's not the existing thing. Yeah. We went over this. Now, I don't know what Ramana was, but the way we're using it lately is he has a very important statement. I think we went with it last time, Hazan.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's perfect. Why? When something works with me, I go back to it. Yes. And this one is the idea, there's a presupposing. Now, what's presupposing it? Let's say it's the head. Yeah. The mental activity is presupposing something. What is that something it's presupposing? It's presupposing a non-existent thing is an existent thing, pretty much. Yeah. So it's attributing the existence or the I am to the body. Yeah. The head attributes the I am to the body. Yeah. So it now the subjectivity is seen to be a quality of the object. This is what non-duality is negating. So there's a presupposing of a non-existent thing to be an existent thing. And now that existent thing wants to get salvation for itself.
Yeah.
If this is the case, which is the case in most cases, the spiritual practices of this non-existent thing as the existent thing, right, is reinforcing this mistake or this misunderstanding. How can they destroy it? Yeah. So when you're trying to get out of self as self, you're reinforcing the idea of self. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
This is the conundrum. Now, this is just a shoe we put out in satsang, and if you hear it and you put it on and it fits, it's gonna be a Pied Piper. It's gonna take you somewhere. It is. Yeah, it's gonna take you somewhere. It's gonna display in high contrast the activity of what duality looks like, not as an idea or a thesis or a paper, term paper you wrote, but actually the activity of duality. And then you're going to have the understanding of non-duality and greet it with, I'm not that. Yes. This is it in action.
Yeah. It's like trying to talk about the untalkable. Like what it, like if it's seen, which it is seen in moments, why is it like how not how or why is it unseen, but then it is unseen or it appears to be unseen, and then there's
because in the moment there's duality. So in a moment, in this dreaming, which is a dualistic event, there can be a seeing and there can be a not seeing. Neither of them are true. Yeah. Okay. All there is seeing, period. But here in this dreaming, something can seem to be so and something can seem not to be so. And it seems as real because reality is entertaining it. Yeah. Yeah. So this is what we're trying to speak to reality about. We're not trying to speak to that which represents the dualistic movement, which is you and me. We're trying to talk to reality about you and me. Instead of spending time talking about to you and me about reality, we're trying to talk to reality about us, because we're not a reality. Yeah. That which enlarges when it's satisfied and gets smaller when it's frustrated. This is a dualistic movement. Yes, yes, you're not of that. This is the message of non-duality. Other messages are you're going to overcome this duality and you're going to merge into a singularity. This is not what we sell here. We're not selling that. Yeah, we're not. We're trying to look at that expression of duality and how it's pictured as this singular body and see we're not that. And that's that. That's all the point of this thing is. Yeah. And it's been the point for years. If someone's been here, knows me from 12 years ago, there's nothing new in non-duality coming in 2024. It's just it's the same message. Maybe we can present it better in a lot of ways, but the message hasn't changed ever. Yeah. Not two. Yeah. And see, if you see two as an activity instead of seeing two as 1, 2, seeing it as an activity is the key. Seeing the duality of let's say unintended consequences. You feel like you have the greatest intentions and it blows up in fucking weird ways. And we are always fucking confused because we think if we're on one way, pointing in one way, it's the only way. But no, there's an opposite effect that happens. Yes. And we're not aware of that. So we're always getting bushwhacked and frustrated and confused and surprised because we don't have a working understanding of the dynamics of this dreaming and what it looks like to be here, which is this event is a dualistic event. Yes. So that could have been the worst thing that ever happened. And then you change and now it's seen as the best thing that happened. Yes. And because everything is inherently empty, we give it all the meaning it has, and we give it the currency we're living in this dreaming is a two-sided coin. Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, you cut the coin thousands of times, there's still going to be two sides. It's the way it goes. Yeah. So sometimes you feel like you're connected. Sometimes you feel like you're disconnected. It's actually a made-up connection, a made-up disconnection, and then it's used to infer you. Yeah. So you're supposedly the singularity that's frustrated with this duality, but you're made of duality. The only thing that gives you any sense of singularity is the fucking body, because you see it as other than other bodies. Yeah. But your whole activity is sometimes you're the thought about, sometimes you're the thinker. Yeah. All in 2 minutes. Sometimes you're seen as an object, sometimes you're seen as a subject. This is duality. Yes. Chock full every minute, every hour. Yeah. Oh, I felt great at 9 o'clock, 9:03, Armageddon is going to occur. Yeah. This is the volatility. You're not going to find a place to rest your head there. You're not. If you haven't already, it's probably not on the agenda. Yeah. You're going to be constantly moving because you're agitated. You're not, but the head is. Yeah. The head is like that monkey on the pole. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you,
But
Paul.
in this case, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry if that was repetitive. I hear you. I hear you.
This is it's just coming here. I could be completely wrong. I don't care. I can only report what I have been shown or there's been a showing of. And I don't try to go anywhere else without, I talk about mountains being moved because I had an avalanche. Yeah. An avalanche occurred. Yeah. And when I came out of it, man, I saw that the idea of first there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is, I believe they missed something. That the first statement is first there is no mountain, then there is a mountain, then there's no mountain, and then there's a mountain again. And this time, when you realize there's no mountain, you're not going to flip out when the mountain reappears, because it will. When you think you vanquished something, that you've been done with something, it will probably bite you in your ass again. But when you see everything as there is no mountain, you don't start at first there is a mountain. No, first there is no mountain, then there's a mountain, then you want to get rid of that mountain. Then you may have some moments when the mountain disappears, but it always shows back up again and you get bummed out and disappointed, yes? That doesn't occur when you start at there is no mountain, I swear, yeah? We're not adding to the thing. We're just putting a missing statement in before. Yeah. First, there is no mountain. How are you going to travel lighter if there's a belief that there's a mountain and that has to go until for me to be okay? And then you work super hard and then it appears like you have cast out the mountain, but then maybe 10 minutes later, or when you're driving home from the retreat, there's the fucking mountain again. Yeah. And so what are you going to do? Get a more efficient a disposal of mountains? Or why not see there is no mountain when it appears, when it disappears, when it appears again? There's no mountain, period. Hallelujah. Now you know that's the message. You explained it perfectly. There was a couple of minutes during the day, hey, there's no mountain. Then a couple of minutes, oh, there's the fucking mountain again. Yeah. Why? Because the true basis is there is a mountain, you see? And all you're getting rid of the mountain is going to lose out to there is a mountain. What happens if that changes? There is no mountain. Find out. Find out. Yeah. It's a basis of life, really. It is. It's a basis of living. These are the building blocks. This is how things go. If first there is a mountain, fuck. And then what happens? That just becomes the fact that's not a fact. Yeah. But what happens if that is replaced with, no, first there is no mountain. Then when the mountain disappears, you're not so fucking excited about it. And now when it appears again, you're not so frustrated by it because there's no mountain. Yeah. This is knowledge. This is knowledge. Not knowledge from a book, knowledge. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm happy. I'm happy you're here, bro. Yeah.
Me too. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you.
No, this is great, Hassan, too, because a lot of times I'm more than happy to live in the closet, but there's still a little marathon runner in me. It likes to get out, and satsang allows that. Yeah, because it's a suitable situation. I can't be doing this on a subway or fucking, I'll go to fucking, yeah, Bellevue, shit like that. Yeah. Yeah. But here it's appropriate. So you can let the dog off the leash. Yeah. Let it run around. Bring in some stardust into the house. Where have you been? Yeah. Forget about that. I'm here now. Yeah. It's cool. So thank you, Hassan. Thank you for asking because it triggers yeah. Yeah. It's good to go into the closets and see what's hanging there. Yeah. So, all right, anyone else, Mike?
Yep, got Dana and then Drew.
Dana?
Hi, I just wanted to say the things that you were talking about before you started talking to Hussein were about people randomly going around and being different 1 minute from another minute. I don't know if I'm remembering that exactly, but I'm a person of duality. I have been my whole life. I tell you one thing and I think another, and I feel like I'm coming to face that. I'm moving towards that, and I'm moving way away from being something I'm not, and being what I am. And I know what I'm not to some extent, and I know a little bit about who I am to some extent, but it was like I was telling you a couple weeks ago, I don't know who I am, and it's because I've been in so much duality all my life that I can't pick out the pieces that matter and the ones that don't. So, trying to see it, like you said, um, I can't remember exactly. But
Well,
so,
you got a lot to look forward to because you'll be finding out a lot of stuff.
yeah. And I do look forward to that. And kind of scared of it, I guess.
You know, when you were a kid, sometimes you really wished your parents would have treated you with like a stern compassion, where they wouldn't let you see the presents before the morning. Yeah. Because the getting it before sort of deadens the whole event. So sometimes it's nice not to get anything. So then you actually find out yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much intimate in a sense. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm happy that you come, honey, and share with us. Yeah, it's great.
Thank you.
And remember, you're a lifetime member of zenbitchlap.com.
Yes, I am.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. There's a lot of fringe benefits. I can't really share them right now, but you'll get what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. We got Drew.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul.
Hey.
I had a question about the action figure. So, in moments of clarity, I feel like I see that I've got nothing to do with the action figure. It's got nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with anything really. And maybe this is tied to what you were talking to Hassan about with the mountains. I always come back to, the mundane reality of like having to deal with the action figure, having to, take care of its career, its, making its relationships, getting it food. There's always this like personal investment in it, and I don't know how to deal with that really, I guess. It's like saying like, oh, it's not me, feels like a mental somersault in a way. It's not, it doesn't get rid of it.
Yes. Well, this is what we would humbly say. That which wants it to be different is not of you. Yeah. So it's the head can speak in a lot of different ways, but it will be the head. And you start recognizing it. So the action figure may not come to peace, but they'll be coming to peace about the action figure. Let's put it that way. Yeah. That's been my observation here. Yeah. I don't know how to put it, but there's an overallness of us that in a vague way, but in a very potent way, overrides all the specifics and my inklings and my frustrations and my desires and my wanting and this and that. And so that which I used to really, there would be a battle between self and self, so to speak. Now, a lot of it I'm just at peace with, just accept that the action figure has limitations. Now, the action figure doesn't like to accept that, but there can be an acceptance of it, yes? So a lot of times when someone speaks as if it's my authentic soul or whatever you want to call it, it's not. That's not it. Yeah, it's a part of the head that wants to get out of some parts of the head it doesn't like. Yeah. Yeah. So, but more gets revealed. If you just stick with satsang, let shit come in, you may see the same thing in a different light. Yeah, a lot. Yeah. So you feel like you know what this means, and the most emphasis goes on the third word of the sentence and not the eighth word. And then suddenly you see things in a different way and things get emphasized differently and a light goes on. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's say a light comes out, the light's always on. So yeah, usually when something is upset about the action figure, it's usually of the action figure. Yeah. It's just the way is the action figure has its two sides of its two faces, and one face is frustrated about what the action figure has to do. Yeah. I don't think that's what you are speaking. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think what you are has a dog in the hunt, really. It's just a way on this, and whatever gets paraded and occurs before the camera, it sees it. Yeah. Yeah. So
You talked earlier about kind of like an anchor of like that recognition.
Yes.
That I'm just that onness before all this other stuff. How? Yeah, I don't know. I don't get how
But
that's
it's like, okay,
seen.
so let's say the action figure is the buoy on the top of the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the anchor. If you're here, every movement away and towards would be very dramatic and important, yes? As is being moved by the tides of duality, yes?
Yeah.
Near what I love, removed from this and that. A lot of meaning being given to this. That anchor and that umbilical cord from the anchor to the surface is a leavening agent, and it smooths out all that sharp, pointed, dramatic meaning that's being given to these small gyrations of desire, aversion, like, dislike, comfort, discomfort, yes? And all the yapping that goes with it. You're not going to find that peace in the surface. It comes from deep, other than there. Or like Jesus would say, we're in the world, but not of the world. And a lot of what brings a peace in the world is not of the world. Yeah. So this is what I feel. The head makes a huge story about disconnected and wanting to be connected and stuff like that. When all of that movement just goes back down, it's just rooted somewhere that overrides a lot of the importance of all the surface, like not drowning, waving, Yeah, you think it's a sign of drowning, but you're actually waving, not drowning, waving. Sort of see how you could read it two different ways. That's an old band name in Australia, Not Drowning, Waving. But it's funny. Yeah, you could take a wave as I'm drowning, yeah, or you can see it as a wave. This is what changes. You can't do that. If you did, if you could, you probably would have already. There's an admittance of your inability to produce an effect that you so truly want. But again, your ideas of what it would look like are fucking in concrete. Yes. Yeah. This anchor brings about an effect that it may not look like what you would think it was going to look like. Yeah. So that's what I would say right now about how I was hearing it. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Paul.
Yeah. I wouldn't think it would be enjoyable to sit down and go over every moment and have like a debit or a credit, like, and then put things in, distribute the meaning of things and see if you had a valuable day or not. I mean, yeah, this is what a lot of this is about, is loss of interest in all this stuff. Yeah. I was disconnected at 9:23. I was concerned. 9:24, 9:25, 9:26. I found myself connected again. Whoo! I don't know how I did it, but I know I did it. So only to be waiting for the brace of a disconnected report. Disconnect, connect doesn't change fucking anything. Yeah. Even though if the head flips out, the flip out will be less and probably less violent, and it won't last as long. What more do you want? I want the surface to be as placid as the bottom. It's called the surface for a fucking reason. Things meet there, create effects, shit happens. Yeah. If you made the surface the bottom, it wouldn't be the surface. Yeah. So this is about traveling lighter through the surface, not through the surface, but from another source that will bring some lightness to the surface that you can't find on the surface. The surfaces of things that come and go, that get large and small, that are reliable and then unreliable. Yes, that move closer and then move far. That's the surface. Yeah. You got to bring down your aspirations and just see if you're traveling lighter. What more do you want? Yeah. 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 There'll be plenty of no time at the bottom. The surface calls us. Yeah. It's just going to keep knocking on the door if you try to deny it away, disassociate it away, forget it away, distract it away. It's just going to keep knocking. Yeah. Yeah. If you don't let it have its 5 minutes on the stage, it's going to make your rest of your day uncomfortable. Just fucking acknowledge. I feel what I don't know what I feel. All right, there you go. That's probably more honest than anything. Yeah. The head, I know, thinks it's feeling that it's afraid, but the head doesn't feel much. It thinks a lot. It can't recognize a feeling if it swatted it in the face. It thinks lust is love. Yes. It thinks it's tons of shit. Yeah. So I find the greatest gift to offer is just traveling lighter. What more do you want, really? In this place that could be very heavy, very light, doesn't seem to be based on your desires or wishes, to be able to travel with whatever life has in store for you, a little lighter is fantastic. It's a nice way to go. Yeah. And wouldn't it be nice to realize that on a deep level where you're thinking progress, you can actually say, honestly, that it seems like the action figure has progressed to a, fifth dimensional unconsciousness, 2 levels below a coconut unconsciousness. It's progressed. It's doing less harm and shit. Yeah. Wouldn't you like to go out on a winning note? Yeah. Yeah. No. Thank you.
I can share, I think you'll like this photo of a mural I took today in Mexico. Yeah, I think the Mexicans or Latins have a good appreciation of not the body on some level by their fascination with skeletons, like imitating people. And this reminds me of when you responded to Nora a month or two ago of every day is the Day of the Dead. So I'm gonna got a screen share. Let's see, how do I do that? Start share screen and pick it. Can you see it?
I've started. Yes. Oh, yeah.
You got to look right in the middle. See what they're doing?
They're taking pictures of themselves.
Yeah, they're taking a selfie. You're right.
Yeah. It's never ending. Yeah.
Did Nora see it?
See, it's beautiful. I like the colors. It's like a little
Oh, yeah.
child.
Yeah,
I like
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I have some shirts. I have a shirt like that. Doing nothing. It's a skeleton on a chaise lounge. Yeah. I have a nice shirt called Mr. Nobody. I like that. Yeah.
Is that a picture? No picture?
No, the picture is of a paper bag over someone's head. Mr. Nobody. That's pretty cool. I have. All right. Well, anyone else? Well, we can.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. There was Floyd by chat. Thank you for reminding me. He asks, "Hi, Paul. Does getting busy with likes and dislikes and preferences block the seeing?"
Yes and no. It depends on the mind before it all. Yes. See, if something could was real and it could block you, then most cases it would block you. But nothing is real but the meaning we give it. So if the mind thinks something does something, then you may believe that and live as if that's true. And then it'll change one day and you'll have to reconfigure the believing because now it's not true. Yeah. So I never have a concrete answer for a statement because that which is before it is going to give it its meaning. Yes. So like they say, one man's medicine is another man's poison and stuff. Yeah. So this is a subjective experience. I don't know if you've ever been introduced to the Course in Miracles, but this statement falls under something it says. If you don't mind, I'll try to paraphrase it. You and I are the dreaming of the dreaming of the dream. Yeah, we forget we're dreaming. Okay, that's interesting. What vehicle is allowing us to forget we're dreaming, or seemingly forget we're dreaming? Remember, it takes us as the dreaming of this dreaming. Yeah, so what vehicle is being used to seemingly forget that we're dreaming? Okay, well, the idea of being the dreamt, yeah, that which can be perceived cannot be perceiving, but that's the head says that which can be perceived is what's perceiving. So here it is. So the act of being identified as the dreamt is the way to forget that we're dreaming. Yes. And what happens when we take ourselves to be the dreamt? Now, everything that we're dreaming, we now give the ability to affect us as the dreamt. It sounds like your day. Yeah. Isn't that a perfectly clear diagnosis of actually what's happening? So thoughts are seen as yours. Now they really can affect you. Your thoughts can ruin your day. Yeah. So this idea, you and I are the dreaming of the dream. There's a seeming forgetting of that by the remembering of ourselves as the dreamt. Yeah. Picturing ourselves as a body. And in that situation, everything we're dreaming now has the ability to affect us. There you go. Yeah. So that's how I see it. So being busy can do something and it cannot do something. Yeah. It matters who's before it or what condition is before it. So that's the only way. I'm going to say the same answer every time someone presents a solidity to something as this is wrong. Anytime you ever would do it, it is wrong. No, in this case, it's based on that which is before it, yeah, which is us. So there you go, Floyd. Nice to hear from you. Anyone else, Mike? Did you understand that? Was I clear there about?
He says, thanks, Paul.
About the meaning of, let's say, something that nonchalantly we give meaning, well, this would be a waste of time or something else. And therefore, every time I do this, it's a waste of time. Obviously, that's not true. Because that which is before overrides the effects we think that which comes after has. That which is before, mind, big M mind, overrides the effects that which we believe that comes after has. It's just the way it goes. Yes? This is dreaming. We are the dreaming. Yeah? How can the dreamt affect the dreaming unless we take ourselves to be a dreamt? Yeah, there you go. As it says in the Course in Miracles, your attack thoughts are attacking your invulnerability. So the invulnerability in this dreaming is not found in the dreamt. It would be found in the dreaming. Yes. Yeah. All right. That's it, Mike, everyone?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, well, let me say goodnight to Drew. Pleasure. Thanks for coming. Andy S. Nice to see you, Andy. Dana. Yeah. Lifetime member of Zen Bishla. Kathleen G. She's getting it through osmosis. She's asleep. Fantastic. Don't bother her. Mike, hope you feel better. Yeah. Yeah, get Mike. Yeah, never mind. I'll talk to you later. Sherry, as always, I think I'm seeing you're coming over here this weekend. Yes, great.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. Yeah.
All right, good. Jeff, nice to meet you, Jeff. Have you been here before, Jeff? Yes?
First time.
Oh, nice to meet you.
First time.
Very nice.
Yeah, likewise.
Thank you. Yeah. I know you're coming too. All right. Fantastic. Gio. Someday, Gio, we will meet. Hopefully not in the Amazon, but who knows? Yeah. Christy. Nice to see you, honey. Yeah. John Mandarano. My insect man.
Any bug questions? Hey, by the way, you were talking before the talk started, you guys were talking about being in Pennsylvania. You were there a week before I was. And I just couldn't make it down. A week later, I was there to visit my family. Do you ever come to like Massachusetts or Maine, maybe?
Not Maine. I haven't been to Maine in a long time, but I would go if if anything got set up. I usually go, I'll probably be back, based on if I'm vertical still, probably be going back in late spring, June back east. We just was there in New Jersey, but I didn't want to do a big thing. So we were just in New Jersey for 5 days, but usually we go on a longer trip and we go to Great Barrington and we go to Doylestown and other places in Pennsylvania and New York City.
Yeah. If you're ever in Mass or something like that, it would be a lot easier for me to come because I live in Maine now. So, but
Oh, really? Wow. Well, we'll do the best we can to bring us to you there, bro. We are.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll always post it too when we're coming, but I would imagine it's going to be late spring going back east. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. We have Mia. I'll see.
Yeah,
I think
it's Mia.
I'll see you, Mia. Yeah, Miak.
Oh, they've changed it.
I was tempted to ask a question, but I'll leave it for another time. It's not a question. It's just
that's good.
yeah. Thank you. That was beautiful. Thanks, everyone.
See you tomorrow, I think. Oh, great. Alan, always a pleasure. Mike G. We're going to be coming down to Temecula, I think January 20th.
Cool. I'm stoked. It's actually my birthday.
Oh, wow. It's Saturday the 20th. We're going to do it.
Yeah. And I live in San Clemente. So it's just kind of like up over the hill.
Right. Well, we'll post it when we're finalized it, but we're going to be doing one in Joshua Tree too. Probably Sunday.
I'll definitely try to make it to that too. That'll be fun, man.
Because we're renting a house there because my birthday's the 21st of January. So there.
All right on.
Yeah. So now that who comes before me should give me a present. Yes.
I don't know what though, man.
That's what we do in New York. Yeah? I'll talk to you later.
Right on, man.
Rico, Mr. Cruz. Johannes. Oh, Johannes, our friend in Germany. Hassan, nice to see you, Hassan. Thank you for the dialogue. Elliot. Brenda Lee. Great Mexican food. Wow. Yeah, that's going to bring me back to Dover. It is. I ate there 4 nights in a row or 5 nights in a row. Incredible. Nice to see you, bro.
You too. Thank you, Paul.
Oh, yeah. Dennis, Miss Amelia, Nor, Lindy, Susanna W. Susanna, come this Saturday. We'll be at the house. Yeah. So, hey, thank you, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think the schedule is on the website, on the event page, and I hope to see some of you live soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, dude.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks,
Bye,
Paul.
Paul. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Mike.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Mike.
Hi, John.
Feel better, Mike.
Mike, I hope you feel better.
Yeah, I feel better, Mike.
Thanks all. Thanks all.
Hi, Dio.
Oh, what's wrong?
Where, Mike?
A little south of the border stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
I wiped out today with a
They
little.
look really relaxed, so I hope it's
I've been
nice.
sleeping all day or since all afternoon.
No.
Good night. I hope you feel better, Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope you
Bye.
feel better.
Thanks for sharing the skeletons.
Yes.
That was great.
Yeah, that was great. I
Love
want
that.
that picture.
Okay. Just let
Good
me
night,
know.
everybody.
Good night, Sherry.
Bye.
Right.
Hi, John.
Feel better, Mike.
Thank you, Dana. See you soon. Bye, Gio. Bye, Alan. Bye, my G.